it's 42.
One thing I would say in November is that, so we are decreasing our number of high school employees, the pages from 4 to 2 students as they graduate.
Yeah.
We have 4 positions right now, but only 2 are filled. So we have 2 unfilled positions currently that we're just gonna.
Perfect. Okay, so I'll say pages.
We're sort of decreasing the number of positions from 4 to 2.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
There you go.
And so once the 2 we currently have graduate, then we get more.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna edit this rather than add an emoji reaction. I was typing this earlier. I was like, "Do I add an emoji?" No.
No, not here.
Was there ever a time that we had 4 pages working at once?
Not in a while.
Yeah.
We have in the past, but not in a long time. Anything else? So anything for the October minutes? Any questions?
No,
I will move to accept the October minutes as submitted.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the October minutes accepted as submitted unanimously. And any questions about the November minutes?
I wasn't here. No.
But you read the minutes,
No,
right?
yeah, no questions.
Oh, good. So I will move to accept the November minutes as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, November minutes accepted unanimously. Director's report.
Alright, so we submitted the budget request for FY26. Meeting with Kristen at some point over the next couple of weeks to go over it and explain it to her, and then meet with financial committee on January 22nd, maybe? Date is slipping my mind right now, but sometime
The
late
20
January.
something. Yeah.
To go over everything. Met with capital planning to discuss our request for repairs for the building. I also met with Community Preservation Act Committee to talk about having them fund some of the projects. The only way we would be eligible for funding is through the historic umbrella of Community Preservation Act. We don't qualify for recreation because we are not outdoors. So if we wanted to do the historic route for them, we would have to get the Historic Commission to declare us a historic building. And then we have to follow a bunch of rules and regulations for repairing and renovating historic buildings.
So that'd be a whole can of worms.
Yeah,
I mean,
which I
I
think
mean,
if you're
that's-
only doing 2 or 3
Yep.
things would be fine, but it's gonna double
It's gonna be a
the
lot more
costs of
than that.
everything, so I said, no thank
Okay.
you. Thanks for the information,
Well,
so we'll
thank
just go capital, and that's not to say that we'll suddenly make everything look like an Apple store.
It's
in here,
brutalist now.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll still try to keep the same look and
Yeah.
feel,
Good.
but for slightly cheaper,
Yes.
and maybe updating some things that do need to be updated.
Mm-hmm.
But we're passing on any historical building stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably good, yeah. Sad, but yeah.
Canopy is now available to card holders. So same way anybody logs into Libby with their card number and PIN number or password, they can get onto Canopy.
Can you see how many patrons are using it?
Yes, not very many so far,
But how long has it actually been active though?
only a couple weeks.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's, yeah,
So yeah, we'll get that.
So
We'll
we'll
get
get
it,
that
we'll see if
going.
vacation bumps it up,
yeah, we'll get it.
keep telling people to
Big sign up.
tell all your friends.
Right?
Did Canopy give you any materials, like outreachy,
Yeah.
flyery stuff?
Yeah.
If you want to send anything to me, I can put them up around.
Yeah, we have a couple up at the library, and we have it on Facebook and it's going in our newsletters, but yeah, getting out more places would be good. I'm still working on the full long-range plan document, but as you know, I set the goals and strategies portion to review today. That's kind of the most input necessary section. The other sections are to be like the history of the library, what the planning process looked like, Berlin demographics, things like that. That
Mhm.
obviously we can review, but probably won't need as many revisions. And my overall plan would be to have the long range plan and our first annual action plan done and submitted to MVLC by April, hopefully March, but April at the latest, so that we can have them printed and available at town meeting
Nice.
to get the word out so people know what we're trying to do with the money that we're asking for.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Programming. Digital literacy courses are starting back up in January at 19 Carter. 19 Carter is going to be handling the registration for that. It'll be open to Berlin residents and neighboring communities. It's being sponsored by the library and led by a volunteer. So it's 6 weeks, I believe, every other Saturday, starting January 11th. It'll be capped at 15 people per class. And we have Cultural Council funding for 2025 programs. We got funding for 5 programs, and they actually fully funded all the programs this year, which is unusual. Usually we get partial funding, and then the friends do the travel fees.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Right,
So,
you're right.
I don't know how it worked out this year, but we have a variety of fun programs.
Very good.
Of course, we'll add extras now that we know what we already have on the docket. And then our stats for the month. Pretty much everything as normal. We still haven't gotten as many books from Ingram that we've ordered, but we got a big delivery this weekend. So I think they're starting to catch up. The deliveries are at least starting to come more regularly, and hopefully we'll eventually get caught up on having the new books show up when they are still new.
Ingram, come on.
Yeah.
Classic Ingram.
Any questions or comments regarding the director's report?
What's
No.
the gravestone presentation?
I was gonna say, these
yeah.
look very cool, very
so that
fun.
is the Greystones. There's a group called Gravestone Girls or Graveyard Girls.
I know about that already. Yeah, that's great.
So they do a couple things. They do like gravestone etching
Mhm.
classes. They also do their own like design your gravestone sort of things. But the
Wow.
presentation is about the history of like what different symbols on gravestone means and the history of cemeteries in America. And then they will come visit Berlin before their presentation and kind of walk through.
Like
Mhm.
personalize it to our
Yeah.
stuff. That's
So,
great.
Nice,
see if
that's
they find
awesome.
any interesting headstones and talk about them.
Is that scheduled for like October?
Yeah, nailed it.
And a zombie survival program,
Yes.
huh?
Yeah. That one's a teen program, tweener teen.
That's awesome. That's fun.
Yeah, it's like how to survive in the woods.
That's awesome.
That's
It's
cool.
real life skills, I mean.
Yeah, right?
You know,
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That's awesome. That's so
adjust it
cool.
towards,
I love
that's
it. I love
zombie
it.
apocalypse.
I absolutely love it.
So we'll know who to
That's
turn to in
fantastic.
Berlin in the event of a zombie apocalypse.
We'll be good.
We'll have that.
That's
list.
awesome. Victoria,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah, we tried to vary up the grants this year. So, yeah.
This is so fun.
Awesome. I love it.
And you got Irish history and you got virtual
Mhm.
gaming. Do you know what games yet?
No, I think they bring they're called one-up games.
Why not?
They do a lot of library programs. I think they bring like an Oculus headset. And,
Oh, cool.
they bring all the equipment and things, and they just set up here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so
This
good.
is exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Good job.
Anything else?
Just wanted to share my enthusiasm. Sorry.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Very excited.
How do you get a sense of how the senior tech outreach is going so far?
Our hotspots have been going pretty good. We are running into some problems with the ones that we have are like you reload the data onto it, like prepaid data
Mhm.
plans, and some people are using them a lot, so we're having to reload them quite frequently. So I'm looking into other ones that we can buy that don't do that, that just
Mhm.
operate like a
Was this the tablet?
data.
So it'll
No,
just
it's
count
not
the
a
usage,
hotspot.
but it won't
It's
make you
internet.
reload stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a hotspot is just like a little Wi-Fi like this.
No, we
But we have we're doing an AI presentation in January that's targeted towards seniors. It'll be open to everybody.
Nice.
But slowly but surely, it's kind of a whirlwind because we didn't really plan for this grant.
Yeah.
And we had about 4 months to budget and spend $30,000. So
You
doing
did
the best
pretty
we
good.
can. But
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
oh, it sounds
That's
good.
all right.
It's a really nice range of
It's just
stuff.
kind of a bonus for us right now.
That's awesome.
The town's happy because the town.
I
gets to
love it
spend
because you're doing
and, yeah.
so much. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. I
And we
think
have
it's
the new COA director has started.
Mm-hmm.
She's very nice.
Oh, good.
And we've discussed a lot of ways we can collaborate. So,
Oh, very good.
so she'll help get the word out about these things.
Mm-hmm. That'll be good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I'm all set.
Alright. I will move to accept the director's report as submitted.
We'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Accepted as submitted unanimously. And I move into the financial report.
I'm sorry it's so small.
I was gonna say I'm gonna trust you guys because I can't do this.
We didn't have any giant paper.
That's okay.
It's all good.
It's okay. It's all good.
I don't think there was too much to report about anyways.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of on track. You'll see in the additional income section down towards the bottom, there's that negative $5,421 because that's the second, that's the first payment of our state aid award.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's negative because we didn't spend it, we got it. So it's,
So it looks negative, but it's
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
a good negative.
yeah.
Okay.
So to get it to
Very
take
good.
it away, I said we had to spend negative. I had to trick the algorithm.
Yeah,
Perfect
right.
sense.
Yeah.
Dogs just look silly.
That's the 5421.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So they do that half and half?
It's not
Or
exactly
like-
half and half, but they do it in 2 payments.
2 payments.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an exact breakdown of how much comes each time. It's all based on whatever crazy formula that they use to calculate the award.
Right.
I think it is those two, because the account's called Lig Meg, so it is, first half is the library incentive. I think that's what it's called, the library incentive grant, and then
Mhm.
the municipal equalization grant,
Okay.
so I think it's the 2 payments.
Excellent.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? I will move to accept the financial report as submitted.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Accepted as submitted unanimously.
There also just wasn't that much to talk about this month, because it's only been 3 weeks since our last meeting,
Yeah,
so.
like
Yeah.
2 months, yeah.
It's all good.
What's this fun survey breakdown?
So
I was reading some of
long-term,
it, yeah.
Yes, so this is what I have drafted for some goals for the next 5 years, 5 fiscal years, based off the results from the survey that we did
Mm-hmm.
earlier this year. It's already almost been a year. It's crazy.
yeah.
But,
Right.
so yeah, I just kind of summarized what we took from the survey results. And the full survey results will also be included as an appendix to the full long-range plan document.
Mm-hmm.
And I just came up with 5 targets. So there's the overall goals that are kind of non-measurable things. I just want to have the library do. And then each goal has a couple of strategies, which are more concrete things that we can
Mm-hmm.
actually do and measure the results of. Yeah, so these would be the overall 5-year plans, then each year we'll come up with a annual action plan, which will break down, like, this year we'll do a survey for this, and we'll measure the results by aiming for 50% increase in whatever, blah, blah, blah. So
Okay.
So
each year we'll have kind of like 1 or 2 things to do to work towards each of these.
Okay.
So in each year, you would work on all the goals in little bits
Yeah.
rather than one goal.
That's
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
that's good, I
Like, I mean,
think.
things like, I forget exactly what we said, no. Providing a high level of customer service is gonna take a different amount of time than creating an accessible library.
Right.
Obviously, it might take
Yeah,
longer and might not be accomplished within the 5 years.
Right.
right?
But, building a diverse collection is more accomplishable within that amount of time.
Nice job on this.
This is great. And I like how it's written in really plain language
Mm.
without any made-up management words.
I try.
It's very like
Took a lot of
I like it.
inspiration from
It's-
other libraries'
But it's very
plans.
understandable and it
Yeah.
makes sense,
I
you know?
I didn't plagiarize libraries' plans, but
No, you can tell.
No,
that
but you
yeah.
can tell that it's,
It
no, I
works
like
for
it,
our
yeah,
library.
I like it. I like how you did this.
So, yeah, I would put, this under old business, just discuss.
thank you.
Survey results and long-range plan.
and I did send it to staff to get their input. And then after this meeting, once I've gotten the feedback from staff, I'll just send it to the consultants at MLS, Mass Library System,
Okay.
for their feedback.
Yeah, because they've seen it all from all different libraries.
Yeah. And hopefully next month we can go over the full document, which will have all those other parts in it. And then that will go to MLS for their review, and then we'll submit it to MBLC once it is approved by the trustees.
Do we have any new business? Nothing new came up since last time, right?
No, there was something I thought of when I was making this, so I'm just trying to remind myself what it was. 'Cause I didn't write it down. Oh. For our building renovation plans, because we've talked about how they've kind of fallen all over the place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we have that special article funding that is for design of a new library building.
Mhm.
I think we could put it on the warrant for the next town meeting. If we want to reallocate those funds to maybe just like a plan, a space analysis for the
Okay.
current
Oh, okay.
library.
Yeah.
So we can
Mhm.
see what renovations we could do in here. 'Cause I mean, there's things like reworking this room to be the teen room,
Right.
or making it a meeting space, or reorganizing the children's room, I think is something we could look at. I think that way we're not pulling that money
Just
along
carrying
year
it
after
over.
year.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna
That's
do
easier
something with
That
it.
too.
Yeah.
Right, because the stuff we need to
Mhm.
have done, we need more information to know what.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know how that sounds to everybody.
This sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it sounds
I mean, I could talk with Kristen about putting a request for quotes out to see what the consultant fees would actually look like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is definitely not something that I would want to do
Mhm.
without a consultant.
Mhm.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's just
that's,
it's very
not your job,
detailed.
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the amount of money is not getting any more. Inflation is inflation, so
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, but, yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
So for minutes purposes under old business would be A, we reviewed this, which was already on the agenda, and then I'd do like a bullet point B
Mm-hmm.
and just say discussed,
So that's the second piece
the
of old
warrant
business.
for moving.
Is that a new business or old business?
It's an old business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business.
Discuss, creating a warrant for the next town meeting regarding moving the funds from, what was the name of it?
We have special article funding for designing a new library.
Special article.
I think we could request to repurpose those
Yeah.
for
Categorize,
space
repurpose.
planning, for space analysis.
Yeah,
Yeah, space. Yeah.
space analysis and consulting. The consulting is analysis, that's kind of redundant, right? I don't know. Kristen will tell you.
Yeah,
what the
Kristen
real
will
name
figure
is.
it out.
Reallocated to
She's good like that.
hire a consultant to do a space analysis, something like that.
Okay.
Because I think that would be in this, something I was planning on putting on the first annual action plan would be figure out how people are currently using the space and how they want to use the space.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So,
and if we're gonna do the ADA study, then they kind of go.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the ADA study is part of the capital planning stuff.
Yeah. So that's also get approved. But
What? Do you remember what year the special article funding went on?
it's like 2005.
Yeah.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah. And some of it was used.
Yeah, but still.
But yeah,
that's-
holding
yeah.
on to it.
Mm-hmm.
20 years.
20 years.
20 years.
I know, let's see.
Yeah, let's do something with it.
What do you have for the next meeting? Like, when we.
Oh, the date?
Yeah, is it
the
the
20th.
Oh,
I have the 20th, which
okay.
we are closed.
Did we move
It's
it?
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I had it, I think it automatically bumped it to the 13th. I don't know if that works or doesn't work for someone.
Yeah, we have it on the 13th, that's what I have, and at 6:30. I don't know.
Like well, I think the My Town Gov changed it because I had it in my
I
phone
thought I put all of the, yeah.
as the 20th.
So I had it in my phone as the 13th.
We didn't set, maybe we didn't set any.
Something got changed.
We said
No,
something to
because I
something.
did put everything
Yeah,
in my
because
phone,
Martin
and
Luther
then-
King
Yeah,
is the
but when we
20th.
filled out the thing, we only filled it out, the form that we filled out for Kristen, I think only went, no, it went all of them.
Yeah.
We were
Actually,
wait.
yeah.
So
I don't know what happened, but 13th.
I have it written as the 13th because we
That's
went
okay.
through and
Yeah.
did a
Yeah,
one.
And I added them in, so hopefully I wouldn't forget about them.
Okay,
I think something like bumped off my phone or something.
yeah, I have it on the
swear-
20th too,
yeah.
so I don't
I
know,
will.
but,
The 13th does work for me.
okay.
Yeah, the 13th will work for me.
So then our next trustee meeting is January 13th at 6:30.
2025.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then I will move to adjourn.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned at 7:08.